One of the best pieces of advice I ever got while quantum shifting was to look for the Easter eggs. If you're not familiar with what this means, this is actually a video game reference where you find the hidden objects, symbols, levels in video games and you unlock them, or sometimes it's just for entertainment. And the reason this is such a valuable tool when quantum shifting is because when you come from a binary society where there is only one life, the way that your brain processes reality is actually to conform it to that there is only one plane of existence. And then this is repeated and reconditioned and programmed through the echoes of our culture and our society, our movies, our books, our stories, our religion. So to actually awaken to quantum shifting is actually quite challenging. You have to rebuild how you perceive reality and how you interpret it. And for many people, this actually takes practice and time. I believe it shouldn't have to, but unfortunately, there's something about the human psyche that needs continuity. This is what I found as a former neuroscientist. Not studying this in a lab, but actually just studying this on my own. Your brain is wired for predictability and logic. Things need to follow a sequential order. So when you start quantum shifting, this breaks that order. And for most people, this is actually uncomfortable. And then for many people, there's a story attached to it that's often very frightening. So if you look at videos, what you're going to find of people who have shifted is that they're a lot of times incredibly bothered. They've lost time. Something's out of order, they lost an object, they're freaking out, they're crying on camera to like millions of people because they don't have a framework of understanding of what is happening to them. And instead of giving them that understanding, you will see many streams of propaganda that are actually convincing them that the Mandela effect is a government experiment. Maybe it is in that plane of existence, but there are options. You know, there are actually options when you're a quantum shifter. But if there's a big bad wolf, they don't want you to know that. Anyway, so what happens is that you need time to process that there is a new way of interpreting and building reality and rendering it. You also need time to upgrade your machinery. This is just it. You actually have to rewire how you think, how you feel, and how you behave, and how you're attached to any one plane of existence. And you have to step into a creator manifestor role, and this also takes practice and mastery. So for a period of time, you're not going to believe that you can actually quantum shift because the way that you're structuring and rendering reality does not reflect this to you until the Easter eggs are found. At first, these are going to be the only signs that it's working. But if you're not careful, you're going to miss those signs. And because your energetic field is reliant upon your emotional state, when you neglect to identify these Easter eggs, or when you interpret them in a negative way and have a fear reaction, then this is going to perpetuate a chain of reality structures that are going to be fearsome and burdensome. But when you instead shift that to looking for the Easter eggs and becoming excited, then that creates more of what you're looking for. Furthermore, when you actually celebrate these Easter egg events, these glitches, these strange things that happen, Mandela effects, objects out of place, random shifts in your conversations, weird stuff on the radio, changes in your messages, loading, parallel worlds where people look slightly different. And they have no memory of you or conversations that you've had in the past, or you find different versions of your key or your house, or random buildings in your neighborhood just pop up overnight, or things suddenly close like they've been closed forever, but you had no knowledge of it. Companies that have been long gone, or infrastructure that is really antiquated suddenly pops into your reality like it's been unchanged. Companies never closed. Infrastructure was never updated. Maps break, or Ubers suddenly don't find you even though they're right outside. People or trucks or cars pop out of nowhere on the interstate. Area codes start changing. My personal favorite, gas pumps break. You can't use your card. You can use cash. That's why I always recommend taking cash if you're intermatrix traveling. Except in digital societies, I don't know, they're locking that down too, apparently. Bank transfers take an inordinate amount of time to go through. You start to see signs and literal signs or graffiti of travelers who have gone before you, and other quantum art installations and sculptures, giving you the little breadcrumbs that you need, that you're on the right track, even if the rest of the world that you're passing through has no idea what's going on. Those moments of confusion are Easter eggs. Those glitches are Easter eggs. And when you celebrate them, you feel the vibration of excitement that it's real, that you are a quantum shifter, that you're strengthening those neural pathways. Well, in some places that's even up for debate, because actually the materialist reductionist frameworks start to fall apart. That's more advanced, so we're going to save that for a different video. But if you're interested in a rabbit hole, you can look at Dr. Donald Hoffman's work. You celebrate the wins and the glitches and the Easter eggs. What you're going to find is that you become a reality shifter. You embody that identity. You have that emotional landscape. You step into that existence, and that creates a feedback loop of manifestation power that is ultimately going to get you there faster, wherever there is for you. Just a little PS, if you get the urge to drive or to move, to walk, take it, because I find that this helps quantum travel.